convicted, LeBron could face life in prison. A body is found in a car trunk, and police are still trying to figure out how it got there. A man who says he was stealing the rims from the car found the body yesterday afternoon, and then he called police. Neighbors say no one's lived in the house where the car was parked since the house caught fire months ago. If you know anything about this, call the TIPS hotline at the number on your screen, 816-474-TIPS. 100 people on foot searching the woods for a missing elderly woman.
86-year-old Birdie Stanturf of Kansas City, Kansas disappeared last week, and today family and friends were out looking for her and for clues. The group searched the woods near Pearson Park on either side of 59th Street and KCK. Police say this is the route Stanturf would have taken to her hair appointment the day she disappeared. Her relatives say they're still hanging on to hope.
For the family, it's been, you can't hardly put it in words. It's something that don't happen to my family.
Birdie has a heart condition and has been without her medicine. Her car, a 1988 four-door gray Buick LeSabre, Wyandotte County tag number JRN973. Call the TIPS hotline, 816-474-TIPS, if you have any information. Police are also looking for a 42-year-old woman from Kearney, Missouri, missing since Thursday. Kathy Wilson was last seen on her way to work. Friday, police found her car parked in the Walmart parking lot. Kathy was last seen wearing tan pants and a white long-sleeve buttoned-up shirt. If you have any information, you are asked to call the TIPS hotline. And you probably remember 16-year-old Tabitha Brewer. She disappeared some 3 years ago. Now her family hopes a TV show can help find her. Today, loved ones gathered at this grocery store in Mission for a petition drive. They're hoping to collect enough signatures to get her story aired nationwide on a crime TV show. And they hope that will prompt someone who may know something about her disappearance to come forward.
And we believe that there are people that do know what happened. There must be. And so if we can get that one little bit of information that will fit in with all that's already been gathered, that could be the key to solving what happened.
Tabitha and her 18-year-old boyfriend Nick Travis disappeared at the same time in 1998. Nick's body was later found a few months later behind a house at 54th and Paseo. Tonight, police need your help finding a missing 5-year-old girl. Here's Sergeant Kelly Bailiff with this week's child search.
Jackson County officials really need your help locating a 5-year-old girl missing from their city. Alicia Weddington is 3 foot tall and weighs 50 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. Now, we know that she left with her non-custodial father, but he may be hiding her out with other family members. So if you see them, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678. Now, the reason why the father may be hiding out is the father is allegedly involved with other illegal situations. But most importantly, I've been told that Alicia has some medical problems that need to be addressed. So we really need to find this young girl. I'm Sergeant Kelly Bailiff. Help us bring another child home.
Look for Child Search here every Saturday and again Monday on First News. Kriegels has been sold to the highest bidder. The Kansas City jeweler was auctioned yesterday for more than $9.3 million. The new owner, Knush Jewelers of West Springfield, Massachusetts, says the Kriegels office in Overland Park will be closed, but they hope to keep most of Kriegels' 21 stores open and keep most of its 250 employees. The stores will continue to operate under the Kriegels name. Kriegels filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy January 19th.
Well, Niagara was here, then it sold out, and now it's here again. As we first told you Thursday, Kelly's Hair Company in Raymore is the first place in the metro to sell the Love Life Lifter in a bottle. It's a mix of caffeine and herbs that's said to be an aphrodisiac for women. Now, Kelly's first shipment sold out in just a few hours yesterday. A new shipment of 3,000 bottles came in this morning, but that shipment is already halfway sold out. Now, you can order online, and to find out how to do that, go to our website. The address is there on your screen, thekansascitychannel.com.
And we just got another call this evening in the newsroom from a young woman interested in
to know where it is.
Yes,
they said they've been getting some repeat customers too, so it must
be working for someone.
There you go. Well, it's been a night they've been waiting for as area teens prepare for prom. Find out how one town is taking part.
And despite hopes for a re-election, the mayor of York City in Pennsylvania confesses to some shocking rumors.
And some area folks are grabbing a pen and paper to show their support for area churches. The details on that when KMBC 9 News at 10 continues.
From KMBC 9 News, Kansas City's news leader, Maria Antonia, Jeremy Hubbard, meteorologist Pete Grigsby, and sports with Karen Kornacki. You're watching KMBC 9 News Weekend Edition. Coverage you can count on.
closed captioning is brought to you by the Headache and Pain Center. It's all in the way we treat you.
Tonight, you could multiply your Powerball winnings with the new Power Play. Hi, everybody. Mike Pace with you. $16 million on the line tonight. And remember, for an extra $1, you can multiply your Powerball winnings, any cash prize except the jackpot, up to 5 times. And there it is. Number 5 tonight, the multiplier. So you do the math. Wow, here we go. First ball tonight, number 1, followed by 20. Number 1, followed by 20. 16 million on the line. There is 11, number 11. Of course, to win the jackpot correctly match 5 white balls plus the red Powerball. We have 39 and we have 34. And now $16 million on the line. Here is the Powerball 37. Once again, 1, 20, 11, 39, and 34. Tonight's Powerball is 37 and the multiplier number 5. Good night and good luck.
Support continues to pour out to local African-American churches that were the target of hate mail. Today, Central Baptist Seminary, William Jewell College, and other area schools delivered thousands of love letters to those churches. They call themselves hate busters, and their goal is to overpower hate with acts of love.
The trickle of hate here with a flood of love, in this case. We want always to show those who do these things that they never will have the last word.
Organizers of Hate Busters say every month for the rest of the year it will publish a profile of an African-American church and the good things it's doing in Kansas City. In News Inside America tonight, prosecutors in Birmingham, Alabama have rested their case in a 1963 church bombing trial. Former KKK member Thomas Blanton is charged with the attack that killed 4 girls. The defense begins presenting its case Monday. Shocking allegations tonight against the mayor of a small Pennsylvania town. As ABC's Alicia Richards reports, the mayor may have helped stir up deadly race riots nearly 32 years ago.
I was a policeman in 60.
And Mayor Robertson was a police officer. He admits that during the deadly race riots of 1969, he attended a rally of white gangs in Farquhar Park. An affidavit states that a police officer addressed the crowd, screamed "White Power," and told people to gather up their weapons. The affidavit quotes a witness as saying that same police officer told people that if I were a cop, I would be leading commando raids in the black neighborhoods. Not only that, the affidavit quotes a witness who says that police officer provided ammunition to people on Newberry Street who fired at a car and killed Lily Bell Allen. Today, Robertson admitted only that he did shout "White Power," and he said he's worried he could face criminal charges.
Because I was very honest about saying that I raised my fist and said "White Power." What the people don't understand that are here in the district attorney's office now, that was the time when it was Black Power, White Power. I have no knowledge within myself to remember or have any knowledge of any guns or ammunition.
The primary election is 2 weeks away. Robertson says he's not worried about his chances.
I'm confident that people know me and know that what I've done for the city, and I expect to get reelected.
That was ABC's Alicia Richards reporting. In other news inside America tonight, a somber homecoming in Newton, Massachusetts. Survivors, along with the bodies of 4 middle school students killed in a bus crash in Canada, returned home today. Grief counselors are working with students and their families. The bus was taking students to a band competition when it skidded off a Canadian highway and flipped over. A hero's welcome in Washington State today. The 24 members of a U.S. spy plane who survived a mid-air collision with a Chinese fighter were honored with a parade in Oak Harbor, Washington. The crew is stationed at a base near that town. Earlier this week, one of the plane's pilots, Jeff Vinieri, was honored by Kansas lawmakers in Topeka. Vinieri is from Goodwill. All right, well, it is a big weekend as area high school students get ready for the prom. Coming up, a look at how one small town is making sure all of the students are front and center in a rather sweet tradition. All right, we'll check that out in a few minutes. Yeah, can you imagine that? I saw some promsters going to prom earlier tonight as I was out and about, and I thought, oh, wow, it's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
Too long.
Yeah, kind of warm out there for it, too. We'll talk about the forecast in a second, but tonight's photo is right here. Put on the screen for you. This was taken in Chattanooga. This kind of chill you down a little bit. Some icicles sent in by Carl and Eleanor Greenway of Overland Park. High today 82, the low this morning 57. Forecast in a couple of minutes. It's been several days now. We've had any rainfall around Kansas City. A couple of spotty showers southeast of the city earlier tonight, but nothing really major. It's been the focus of warm air and plenty of sunshine for the so-called spring season. Feels like summer though, doesn't it? Some of the highs today recorded with the Instant Weather Network. We got up into the 80s again. Park University up to 88 and 84 Indian Springs. Both those locations though higher than the International Airport in Kansas City. Got up to around 81. Actually, 82 was the official high. Some of the temperatures have barely dropped, though. We're still in the 70s. Kind of a comfortable night, though. 75 for Park University. Research Center 73 and Indian Springs at 71. Let's head outside and look out this Saturday night. And the cameras are bouncing around really steady there. The winds have been cooperating. Downtown is currently 71 degrees. Relative humidity at 50%. And the wind's very light. Now, rainfall, no rain for downtown area. Even on the Kansas side, it's been very dry today. But earlier today, we had some spotty rain activity. It was mainly east-southeast of Kansas City, and not much here, but there's a lonely speck now in Carroll County, and that is it. That's what's left of what was down here south of 70 earlier this afternoon. But once we got past the, well, sunset period, it turned out to be a very quiet night. Cloud scan shows it. I mean, we had a little bit of cloud cover east, especially over Illinois. A little bit of moisture feeding up in the Gulf region, but we're looking to the west. Finally, a little bit of activity over the Rockies region, and that's a system that's slowly edging its way closer to us. But for us, though, it looks like we'll say goodbye to the cloud cover and hello to more sunshine, clear skies through tomorrow. A little bit of radar detection out to the west. That's because of some cooler air trying to work its way closer to us. But before it gets here, we have another day of sunshine and very warm air for this time of year. Remember, the normal high is what, 69, 70 degrees? Tomorrow's highs again around 81, 82. A little cooler to the north, but the 80s kind of take over all of Missouri, Kansas, and a little farther south. But the cold front we talked about, leading edge of that cooler air, Pacific air, is going to try to work its way across. And that's why, for the first time in many days, we have that significant chance of some thunderstorms, some pop-up showers that'll start come later Monday and carry through Tuesday, because this thing is going to have difficulty moving across, and until it finally does push all the way through, our chances of scattered pop-up shower though over clear sky, a few clouds, and 81, sunset at 8:09, and warm breezes will continue. But then when it's time to go back to school and work on the 5-day trend, you'll notice that pop-up shower is definitely there. And until that system moves through, it'll stay around 80 degrees for a high, but then we finally cool off just a tad by mid to late week. 76 for Wednesday, down to 73 on Thursday, overnight lows 59. We've had a nice, beautiful week. It's been a week of low humidity and high sunshine and temperature around 80 to 82. And you know, this is supposed to be the middle of severe weather season, so hope you enjoyed it, because I'm sure we'll have to pay up later.
Probably. We've been lucky so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Pete. Well, you know, prom season, complete with the tux, the dress, and the corsage. It's all been going on for generations.
But in one small town 40 miles south of Kansas City, they've been taking this old tradition down a different road for years and years.
Well, I think it's still one of those things that's uniquely ours.
It's the thing that fills the streets of small town Wellsville.
And I'm glad the weather's nice, because we've had to do it inside before, and that's just not quite the same.
It's a bunch of kids, 75, maybe 80, cruising right into Main Street.
They're just getting ready for the prom walk.
A moment Mom and Dad capture every year.
They just kind of walk down the street and everybody gets pictures of them. It's been, my mom's done it, so it's been around a long time.
Heck, it's a tradition as old as Granny there.
Okay, remember, stop when they stop. Whoa. That's it.
It's as much a pageant, formal garb and all, as it is a stroll down memory lane.
No, we had bell bottoms back then, long hair. We didn't wear black, we had blue.
But now it's his little girl in the line.
Kristen, that's the 5th generation from this high school right there.
A path out of Wellsville's past that leads to the high school year after year, and for years to come. Now these days, having kids walk to the prom gives everyone a chance to see them dressed up. But years ago, kids had to walk up Main Street to the funeral home to pick up their flowers and corsages because it was the one place in town with a cooler. From there, they'd walk to their prom. So now it's for probably what is a nicer reason everybody gets to see them.
I think prom comes from the word promenade, which means to
take a stroll, to take a walk.
So
sure, so it all
it's very
fits
fitting.
in rather nicely. There you go. And weren't they good looking?
They were good looking too.
What better way to enjoy the warm weather than having fun in the sun?
Coming up a little later, find out why a love for a sport has people getting down and dirty.
And he's a sports figure local fans know well, a longtime Kansas City Chief, and he will be missed.
That's right. Tomorrow it will be official. Tim Grunhard is going to retire, and we'll talk about who's going to step in. That's coming up next.